Welcome back. Today, we explore the value of these most valuable Washington quarter-dollar coins that are sold for thousands of dollars. Let's get started. First up, the Washington quarter dollar is one of the most iconic and enduring coins in U.S. numismatic history. First struck in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it replaced the standing initially designed by John Flanagan. The Washington quarter has gone through several iterations, including various commemorative versions. By the 1990s, the coin had evolved into a key piece of American currency, frequently seen in circulation and in collections across the country. The 1998 Washington quarter, part of the ongoing series, is a notable coin due to its association with the transition in the mint's approach toward collecting and circulation coins. In 1998, the United States Mint introduced the 50-state quarters program, a series that began in 1999. However, the 1998 Washington quarter is still a staple of coin collectors' interest, especially when it comes to certain rare conditions, including those with unique or damaged features. The 1998 Washington quarter has a mintage of about 1.5 billion coins across all mint marks. This makes it a relatively common coin in its regular circulated form. However, when it comes to collectors, coins in poor or damaged condition often attract curiosity, particularly when they hold unique characteristics or historical significance. In full damaged condition, this coin is still valued due to its rarity in that form. Full damage refers to a coin that has suffered severe wear or physical harm, such as scratches, dents, or corrosion, but still maintains some discernible feature. This can be an unusual market segment where collectors search for coins with wear patterns that can tell a story or demonstrate certain physical attributes that may be of interest, such as error types, misprints, or unusual wear patterns. Coins in full damage condition can sell for a modest $9,000, but the right buyer looking for such specific characteristics can push the value upwards. It's important to note that damaged coins may not fetch the same prices as those in higher grades, but they hold appeal to a unique subset of the coin collecting community. The 1998 Washington quarter retains the familiar design of the Washington quarter series. On the obverse, it features a profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. This side of the coin includes the inscriptions "Liberty in God, We Trust" and the year of minting, in this case, 1998. The reverse design features a bold eagle perched on a branch with the word quarter dollar and the mint mark in this case. D for the Denver Mint. While this reverse design has remained largely unchanged since 1932, collectors appreciate the subtle variations and wear that make each coin unique, especially when found in a damaged state. Error coins have an enormous following in the numismatic community. While the 1998 Washington quarter isn't known for any major minting errors, it does hold interest for collectors due to the full damage condition it may be found in. Some damaged coins are the result of the production process, like striking errors or die cracks, which could contribute to added value if they exhibit features that collectors are specifically seeking. Another important factor is the historical significance of the coin. For instance, this coin marks the tail end of a transitional period in American coinage before the launch of the 50-state quarters program. Therefore, some collectors value it as a symbol of the closing chapter of a classic design era. Additionally, rarity plays a role in pricing. A coin in full damage condition might be rare, with collectors seeking them for the unique way that the damage interacts with the design and mint features. For example, full damage could reveal underlying strikes or cause interesting misalignments that may be valuable to the right collector. Next up, the 1995 Washington quarter dollar was part of the ongoing series of Washington quarters minted by the United States Mint. By this time, the quarter had become a standard coin in American circulation. The 1990s were marked by the onset of various special commemorative issues and new designs, paving the way for future innovations in coinage like the state quarters program. In 1995, the US Mint produced approximately 1.6 billion quarters in total across various mint marks, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, as the coins moved from being used primarily for circulation to being collected the interest in specific years and mint marks began to. Despite the high mintage, the 1995 Washington quarter, especially in red dirty condition, is still an intriguing coin for collectors. Dirty coins refer to coins that have accumulated dirt, grime, or other contaminants over. A red coloration often suggests that the coin has been exposed to a specific kind of oxidation or environmental conditions. While these coins are not typically highly prized in perfect condition, certain dirty coins with distinctive coloring have caught the eye of collectors, especially those interested in coins with unique patinas. A 1995 Washington quarter in red, dirty condition is likely to be valued between $12,000, depending on the severity of the dirt and the appeal to a collector looking for such a feature. However, if the dirt reveals unique patterns or other aspects of the coin's history, it could fetch higher prices. Like all Washington quarters, the 1995 issue features George Washington's profile on the obverse, surrounded by the inscription "Liberty and in God we trust." The reverse, designed by John Flanagan, features the bald eagle with a banner displaying $quarter. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The distinct red, dirty condition of this coin makes it stand out, as the accumulation of dirt and oxidation can alter the surface, color, and texture. These characteristics give collectors the chance to appreciate the coin from a different perspective, as it tells a story of its journey through time and handling. There aren't many notable errors associated with the 1995 Washington quarter, but some collectors find appeal in coins that show unique wear patterns. A coin with dirt, oxidation, or weathering can be valuable in its own right because it tells a unique story. These coins aren't mass-produced with the intention of being damaged or weathered, and thus they can represent a unique and rare set of circumstances. Collecting such coins has become a niche hobby in itself, where collectors seek out coins with patinas, oxidized colors, and those that show a lived-in history. The interest in these coins is growing as more collectors appreciate the narrative that damaged or weathered coins tell. Moreover, this particular coin is part of the mid-90s era of coinage, a period when the US Mint was producing numerous iconic designs that would eventually be phased out in favor of new commemorative coin series. Next up, the 1982 Washington quarter dollar with the large date and P-era mint mark is a unique and highly collectible coin that stands out in the world of US numismatics. This coin is part of the Washington quarter series, which was first issued in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. However, it wasn't until the early 1980s that this particular variety emerged, making it an intriguing and valuable find for collectors today. The large date was introduced as part of the 1982 design, and while the US Mint produced millions of quarters that year, some were struck with an unusual error involving the mint mark. The P-mint mark error on the 1982 Washington quarter is particularly noteworthy because it was the first time a P-mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint had been used on a quarter in over 2 decades. The error comes from the positioning of the mint mark, which is slightly off-center, adding to its rarity and value. The 1982 Washington quarter was produced during a period of high minting activity, with the US Mint striking billions of coins each year to meet the demands of commerce. The Philadelphia Mint, located in Pennsylvania, had been responsible for minting quarters for many years, but the PA mint mark on a quarter was a rare occurrence. The mint mark error became even more intriguing when collectors realized that not all 1982 quarters from Philadelphia had this mistake. Some quarters were minted with the traditional D for Denver mint mark, while others had the misplaced P mint mark, making them even rarer. Mintage records for the 1982 Washington quarter with the P mint mark error are difficult to pin down, as they were not initially recognized as errors by the US. However, it's estimated that fewer than 100,000 of these error coins were produced, which has contributed significantly to their value in today's market. The 1982 Washington quarter follows the same basic design established in 1932. On the obverse, we see a portrait of George Washington, facing left, designed by John Flanagan. The inscription "Liberty" is displayed above, "Within God, we trust" to the left of Washington's bust, and 1982 below. The reverse of the coin features an eagle perched on a branch, with the words United States of America and a pluribus unum around the edge. The quarter's design has remained largely unchanged over the years, though the error from 1982 adds a layer of intrigue. The key feature of the 1982 P era coin is the mint mark. The P mint mark, which should have been placed on the reverse, was inadvertently stamped on the obverse, slightly off-center. This error gives the coin its unique character and attracts collectors who are looking for coins with such imperfections. The 1982 Washington quarter with the P era mint mark in fine condition is a highly sought-after coin in today's market. The value of this coin can range from $300 to $800, depending on its condition, with higher-grade examples reaching even greater prices. A coin in fine condition, like the one in question, would likely fetch around $20–50 at auction. Collectors are particularly interested in error coins, and the 1982 Washington quarter with the P mint mark error is considered one of the top error coins in the Washington quarter series. Its rarity, combined with its unique design flaw, makes it an essential piece for error coin collectors. The coin also appeals to those focused on US mint history, as it marks the first use of the P mint mark on a Washington quarter. Next up, the 1979 Washington quarter is part of the series introduced in 1932, and it marks a special year for the coin as it was part of the late 20th century's bicentennial era production. The large date variety that emerged in 1979 has become significant among collectors because of the changes in design and minting processes. The D mint mark indicates it was produced in Denver, and the large date style was introduced as part of an effort to standardize the coin's size and shape for mass production. What sets the 1979 Washington quarter apart in this case is the D-era mint mark coupled with damage on the reverse. Such errors are extremely rare and highly sought after by coin collectors who focus on minting mistakes or those that affect the coin's design and quality. The design of the 1979 Washington quarter is standard for this series. On the obverse, we see George Washington's portrait, while the reverse features the heraldic eagle as designed by John Sinnoh. However, the large date feature of the coin means that the numerals of the year are noticeably bigger than previous years, making it a distinctive issue for collectors. The D-era mint mark indicates that a mistake was made during the minting process. In this case, the D-era mint mark was either misaligned or damaged during the striking process, creating a flawed mint mark that stands out. On top of that, the coin's reverse side damage adds a further layer of interest. Such imperfections, including scratches, nicks, or abrasions caused either during production or circulation, add to the coin's uniqueness and its collectible appeal. Despite the damage on the reverse side, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with D-era mint mark and large date still holds significant value in the collector's market. Coins with large date varieties from 1979, especially those with errors, can fetch a high price in auctions. The fine condition of the obverse, with its well-preserved features, adds to its appeal. The market value for such a coin can be substantial. Depending on the severity of the damage, collectors have been known to pay $100,000 for a rare error coin like this, with the price fluctuating based on condition, the specific nature of the error, and current market demand. Next up, the 1982 Washington quarter dollars, an iconic coin that is part of the quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1796. By the early 1980s, the US Mint had already been producing millions of these coins every year, making them fairly common in their unaltered state. The 1982 Washington quarter with a D mint mark was produced in Denver, marking a standard issue for that year. However, it's not the regular issue that interests collectors, but the coins with errors and unique features that hold significant value. The 1982 D-era mint mark represents a mistake that has attracted huge attention among coin collectors. Coins with errors like this are prized because they deviate from the typical minting process, creating a rare, one-of-a-kind collection. The design of the 1982 Washington quarter features the familiar George Washington bust on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse showcases a heraldic eagle designed by John Sinek. This design was in circulation since 1932 and remained relatively unchanged until the 1990s. In this particular era coin, the D mint mark era is what sets it apart. Normally, coins minted in Denver carry a small D on the reverse side near the bottom. In some 1982 quarters, a minting mistake caused the D mint mark to be misstruck or poorly imprinted, creating an interesting collectible anomaly. The addition of the black color and the dirty condition of this coin only adds to its distinctiveness, creating an artifact that draws the eye of collectors looking for rare, imperfect pieces. Collectors highly value era coins because of their rarity and imperfection, and the 1982 Washington quarter with the D era mint mark is no exception. In dirty condition, the coin might not hold the same value as one in pristine form, but it still stands out due to its coins like these can range from $56,000 to several $1,000s at auction, depending on the severity of the era and the collector's interest. Many collectors seek out coins that tell a story or have a mistake that differentiates them from other pieces, and this era is no exception. In today's auction market, a dirty, misstruck 1982 Washington quarter with the D era mint mark can fetch anywhere $62,000 or more, depending on the condition and provenance. If cleaned or restored, its value might decrease slightly, but it would still be a valuable addition to any collection. Next up, the 1996 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, featuring a dirty reverse side and a fine obverse side, is another coin that commands attention in the world of numismatics. While this particular coin is not as rare as the 1982 era variety, it still possesses characteristics that set it apart from the general population of Washington quarters. The 1996 Washington quarter is part of the ongoing series that began in 1932 and continues today, honoring George Washington. This coin features the standard design, but the dirt on the reverse side and the fine condition of the obverse make it a unique find. The 1996 Washington quarter was minted during a period when the US Mint was producing large quantities of coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. The 1990s saw the minting of millions of quarters each year, and the 1996 quarter was no exception, with a total mintage of over 1 billion quarters produced that year alone. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which historically produces the majority of circulating coins in the United States. While the 1996 quarter is not considered rare in terms of its mintage, its condition and the dirt on the reverse side give it a distinctive quality that collectors find appealing. The dirt may be a result of environmental exposure, and its presence on the reverse side adds a layer of character to the coin that could potentially affect its value. The 1996 Washington quarter retains the same design that has been used since 1932. On the obverse, we find the iconic image of George Washington surrounded by the inscription Liberty and In God We Trust. Below Washington's bust is the year 1996, denoting when the coin was minted. The reverse side of the coin features a bold eagle perched on an olive branch with the words United States of America and E pluribus unum surrounding the eagle. The D mint mark, indicating the Denver Mint, is located to the right of the eagle. The dirt on the reverse side gives this coin a unique appearance, and while it may not add to the coin's value, it certainly makes it stand out. The fine condition on the obverse, with only minor wear, helps retain much of the coin's original detail. Despite the dirt on the reverse side, the 1996 Washington quarter with the D mint mark remains a coin of interest for collectors, particularly those focused on acquiring Washington quarters in a variety of conditions. The value of this coin, in fine condition, could range from $6,000 depending on its specific condition and the market demand at the time of auction. Although this particular coin is not as rare as some of the others in the series, it still holds collector interest because of the dirt on the reverse side. Such coins often appeal to collectors who specialize in unusual or distinctive examples, including those with environmental damage. The value of this coin is relatively modest compared to rarer coins, but its unique appearance gives it a certain charm. Next up, the Washington quarter dollar is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. numismatics, and the 1969 issue holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, especially when it is in fine condition. This coin's historical and numismatic value comes not only from its place in U.S. coinage history, but also from the unique features it. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's bicentennial birthday. It quickly became one of the most recognizable U.S. coins due to its portrait of the first U.S. president. The 1969 Washington quarter was minted during a time of significant cultural and political change in the United States. It was the height of the 1960s, a decade marked by the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, and rapid technological advancements, including the moon landing. The U.S. Mint continued to produce the Washington quarter as a means of commemorating Washington's legacy while also addressing the economic needs of the time. The obverse of the 1969 Washington quarter features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by artist John Flanagan. The reverse depicts a majestic eagle, symbolizing the strength and unity of the United States, surrounded by the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum and United States of America. The coin's design is simple but powerful, and it has remained largely unchanged since its inception. What makes this particular coin stand out is the large date variety. In 1969, the U.S. Mint produced a few different date sizes for the quarters. The large date variety refers to the size of the numerals used in the date. This particular variety is highly sought after by collectors because of its rarity and the slight difference in the minting process that led to the larger numbers. Additionally, this quarter does not have a mint mark, which indicates that it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. The 1969 Washington quarter had a significant mintage, but the number of large date varieties without a mint mark is much rarer. The U.S. Mint produced over 250 million quarters in 1969, but only a fraction of those were the large date variety without a mint mark. The absence of a mint mark was a typical feature for coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced most of the circulating quarters that year. While the mintage is substantial, the rarity of the large date variety with no mint mark, particularly in fine condition, has led to its increased value in the marketplace. This is a coin that was originally intended for everyday use, but its historical context and design quirks have made it a collectible piece of U.S. coinage. In today's auction market, the value of the 1969 Washington quarter with a large date and no mint mark in fine condition can range between $78,000 depending on the specific condition and the current market demand. However, in uncirculated or higher grades, the coin's value can increase significantly. Some rare examples of this coin, particularly those with exceptional detail or additional collector interest, have sold for over $79,000. The market for these quarters has been steadily growing, and collectors who specialize in Washington quarters or era varieties are always on the lookout for well-preserved specimens like this one. Additionally, the unique, large variety makes it an attractive piece for those looking to complete their collections with rare variation. The 1969 Washington quarter's large date is one of the key factors driving its appeal. Although the coin does not feature any major errors like off-center strikes or double die obverses, the large date itself is considered a subtle yet significant variety. Error collectors often seek these varieties because of their distinct differences, and the 1969 large date is one of the more widely recognized among enthusiasts. Collectors also enjoy seeking out coins with no mint marks, as these are directly tied to the Philadelphia Mint's production. Coins without a mint mark can sometimes carry higher value due to their limited production runs, which adds another layer of rarity to the 1969 Washington quarter. Next up, the 1965 Washington quarter stands out for a number of reasons, especially when it comes to its value in fine condition. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made significant changes to its coinage, most notably the decision to eliminate silver from most circulating coins, including quarter. The transition from silver to copper-nickel, along with the large date variety, gives this coin a unique place in the history of U.S. coinage. In 1965, the US Mint faced a major issue. There was a nationwide coin shortage. As a result, the mint began producing more coins to meet the public's demand, and it switched to a base metal composition for quarters, dimes, and half dollars. This was the first time that circulating quarters were made without silver content since the early 1800s. The 1965 Washington quarter, like others minted that year, was made from a copper-nickel alloy, marking the start of a new era in American coinage. While 1965 is a significant year in terms of production and composition, collectors also look to the Washington quarter from this year because of its unique large date variety. The date on these quarters is notably larger than on previous years, which makes this particular coin especially attractive to collectors. Just like the 1969 Washington quarter, the 1965 quarter features the portrait of George Washington on the obverse, created by John Flanagan. The reverse of the coin features an eagle with outstretched wings, emblematic of the United States' strength and ideals. The large date variety is distinguishable by the larger numerals used to represent the year, a subtle but important design feature for collectors. This coin, like many from 1965, does not carry a mint mark, signifying it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. The absence of a mint mark, combined with the large date, makes this quarter even more desirable for numismatists. The 1965 Washington quarter saw a high mintage as part of the US Mint's efforts to address the coin shortage. With over 1.8 billion quarters produced, the 1965 issue is not considered rare in terms of total mintage. However, the large date variety without a mint mark is much less common and has become highly prized by collectors. The production of these quarters was part of a broader effort to replace older, silver-based coins with more cost-effective, non-precious metal coins. Despite its abundant mintage, the distinctive features of the 1965 quarter and its status as the first non-silver quarter have made it a sought-after coin for collectors. In fine condition, a 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark can range in value from $45,000. The value may increase depending on the specific condition and whether the coin has been well preserved over time. Coins in uncirculated condition or those with higher grades can fetch prices well above $100 at auction. Despite its higher mintage, the collector interest in the 1965 quarter, particularly the large date version, has kept its value. The 1965 Washington quarter is a particularly popular coin for error collectors. While it doesn't feature any major minting errors, the large date variety is a subtle yet fascinating aspect of the coin that makes it highly collectible. Many collectors focus on this variety when assembling complete Washington quarter sets. The removal of silver from circulating coins in 1965 also contributed to the coin's historical significance, as collectors see it as a marker of a key shift in US coinage. The large date variety adds another layer of intrigue for collectors seeking to own a piece of American numismatic history. Next up, the 1974 Washington quarter, particularly the large date variety. This coin, especially in shine or uncirculated condition, holds significant value in the market. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Initially, the coin featured a design by John Flanagan, which has remained largely unchanged throughout the decades. The 1974 Washington quarter, however, was part of a series that went through minor design variations, including the size of the date. While this was subtle, it made a difference for collectors looking to complete their sets. In 1974, the United States Mint produced two different types of Washington quarters, a large date variety and a small date variety. The large date variety, especially when found in high-grade shine or uncirculated condition, is incredibly rare and valuable in today's market. The main distinguishing feature of the 1974 Washington quarter is the size of the date. In the large date variety, the numbers are spaced farther apart, making it easier for collectors to distinguish from the small date variety. In 1974, the United States Mint produced over 800 million quarters across various mints, including the Philadelphia Mint. However, The specific number of large date quarters with no mint mark, those struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is somewhat elusive. While exact mintage numbers for the large date variety are not well documented, it is widely regarded as less common in shine condition, especially due to the circulation and wear the coin experienced in its 50 years of existence. In today's auction market, a shine or uncirculated 1974 Washington quarter with the large date and no mint mark can fetch several $100s, depending on its grade. In MS65 or higher condition, this coin could easily be valued anywhere from $85,000 to $86,000 or more, depending on its auction circumstances and collector demand. Coins in MS67 or higher could potentially sell for $110,000 or more. This value is bolstered by the coin's scarcity in top-grade condition and the increasing interest in modern US coinage as an investment. There are no significant errors associated with the 1974 Washington quarter in terms of major varieties or flaws, but collectors focus heavily on finding coins in exceptional condition. The value of these coins is especially driven by their high-grade condition and rarity, rather than errors, making the demand for shine specimens particularly high. Collectors value the 1974 Washington quarter for its historical connection to the bicentennial era and for its status as a unique variety in the Washington quarter series. The large date variety, due to its distinctiveness and relative rarity in shine condition, has become an important coin for both numismatists and investors alike. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, keep hunting for those rare treasures